Welcome and thanks for joining us. My guest today is Derek Claiborne. He's the Director of National Security Initiatives at Chainalysis. Derek, good to have you back.
Thanks, Tom. Great to be here.
Let's talk about North Korea. They seem to be pretty good at cyber warfare, at cyber security hacking, and definitely are using, as far as we can tell, cryptocurrency to finance a lot of what they're doing. But it's to them more than just simply a matter of finance, isn't it? Tell us about the national security implications of North Korea's use of all of this.
Yeah, the national security implications of DPRK and their advanced use of cryptocurrency are really unique. So I think kind of just taking a step back for a second and level setting about the scope of the issue that we're talking about. In 2022, crypto hacking had a major year, and North Korea was linked to $3.8 billion in cryptocurrency hacks. Now, I'll caveat that by saying that that's a conservative estimate. The upwards estimates are 2 or 3 times beyond that. I think drilling down into DPRK, what's really unique about their use of cryptocurrency is their ability to bypass traditional financial networks and then evade sanctions that have been imposed upon them. So they're almost like telling the world, hey, you can lock us out of the traditional financial network, but we're going to find an avenue over here. And they have very effectively. So
yeah, because the crypto exists only on the internet. Therefore, all you need is a connection.
Exactly. And DPRK is always evolving their tactics, techniques, and procedures. And this is an evolving and emerging technology, right? So Chainalysis, and what we do is we sit at the center of the blockchain, we curate all this data, develop tools, techniques, and procedures, and sit alongside governments and law enforcements to bring insights. But DPRK is doing the exact same things. They have an army of individuals in this space, learning new TTPs, understanding new tactics, and building new technologies like mixers and privacy coins in order to evade sanctions. So their advanced use of cryptocurrency is going directly to fund their proliferation activity. We, just as individuals in the news, as we see North Korea do their proliferation activities and firing ballistic missiles over Japan, this is directly impacting both our lives and the lives of citizens around the world.
And just to go back on one point you made, mixers and privacy coins, are those like decoys or some type of, what is that?
Yeah, exactly. So in the sense that Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies may leave this trail of data, what privacy coins do is they serve to try to create less of that cyber trail that you can trace. Mixers too, in a sense, create this ability to jumble all cryptocurrencies together, and then on the back end, transfer coins that are then undetectable. What I would say is there's developing and evolving techniques and procedures to be able to understand how those work and understand.
So if the world knows this, that is the free world knows this, what steps is anyone taking to stop them, to kind of thwart North Korea's ability to do this?
Yeah, so what I would say is, there's been a lot done around regulation, international cooperation. I think back to the stuff that we talked about previously, where you see organizations like Cybercom going overseas and working with our allies, or the State Department and Treasury doing the same thing. So regulation, international cooperation are all critical in this space. What we are seeing too is organizations coming to us hat in hand and saying, we need help in this mission set. So I think too, the partnership with industry is really critical. At Chainalysis, we do a tremendous amount to invest into the R&D of our products and our data. So we take feedback from our customers and they might say, hey, this mixer is being used a lot. I think we're seeing these TTPs being used in DPRK. How can you help us evolve and shift there? And that's where I think we truly get to the brass tacks of what DPRK is doing and how we can trace that.
And let's talk about Russia for a minute, because it changes by the week there, the situation in that country. And clearly they are using up a lot of money, using up a lot of material. And so where they're buying, I guess one way to find out how they keep going is to follow crypto for them. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, certainly. So Russian actors have been linked to a tremendous amount of cryptocurrency activity, both good and bad within the realm of the war in Ukraine as well. So cryptocurrency was used to fund the Ukraine and fighters of the Ukraine in advance of the Russian invasion. But I think leading up to the invasion of Ukraine too, there was a tremendous amount of intelligence and tipping points that indicated that Russia was moving towards a place of invading Ukraine. As intelligence specialists, there are tremendous amounts of data out there, and I think the open source intelligence world saw a tremendous amount of opportunity leading up to the invasion of Ukraine, and cryptocurrency was right there as one of those tipping points that allowed us to understand the nature of the invasion.
So by following that particular financial activity, difficult as it is, and you need all these decryption and analysis tools, that's a really good way of finding out what national intent is by following financial intent in the crypto world.
Yes, certainly. I think one really interesting space there is information operations. So cryptocurrency trades have been tied to informing and influencing operations tied with information operations. Throughout Ukraine, the dominance and the ability to win the information war has been really important. And what we've been able to do is trace the flow of funds tied with the information warfare campaigns that have allowed us to understand the nature of the battle space there.
In other words, you can tell who's paying whom to do hacking.
Yes, very much so. Or simply as if Derek's paying Tom to go out and spread a message that might be false about Ukraine, or undermine the local justice and leadership system there as well.
All right, so let's say then nations that are trying to counter what North Korea is doing, trying to counter what Russia is doing, and there's certainly a lot going on there at the surface level. Once you cooperate and agree to cooperate, what are some specific things anybody can do to stop the blockchain-based flow of these currencies and therefore cripple the national intentions of places like Russia?
Yes, certainly. So that's where Chainalysis comes in. So sitting at the center of this ecosystem, we have the data to be able to support where the transaction's going and to help our customers make informed decisions. Again, kind of like I said before, without good data, you're tipping at windmills and kind of fighting the wrong adversary. So we want to bring up the most pervasive threats that we can and bring those to our customers. What customers like to do with us, as I said before, is kind of work side by side. So we have 1,000 individuals. We have a massive global team of individuals who are skilled in this space, have leveraged cryptocurrency since the early days of 2010, and we understand the TTPs from actors. It truly is amazing. I mean, we have some individuals who can see transactions and say, okay, that's Russia-based, that's DPRK-based. So I think just opening that conversation with industry is so important, and then collaborating globally. So there are some obvious challenges to collaboration globally. It could be financial, the cost of collaboration. It could be just the sharing of information. It could be trust. But what Chainalysis really wants to do is be the broker of ideas and sit at the center of this space and really bring good thoughts out there in ways that countries can collaborate to be able to go against these bad actors.
And once they agree to do that, there are things you can do, like can you stop a transaction, or can you interrupt it, or can we do the hiding, with hiding coins and so forth?
Yeah, certainly. I would say that there's a lot of techniques that can be used in this space. Those are primarily held to the government's effects. Chainalysis really is just an information provider and an advisor to the government, and then the effects that they can bring in the domain are theirs and their own.
But it's safe to say that there is work going on in the financial crypto space, just as there is in the regular banking, where they try to have sanctions.
Yes,
and
certainly.
Stop surface current flows. They can stop crypto current flows, or at least impede them, slow them down.
Yes, certainly. So we've seen this, right? The Axie Infinity hack back in March of 2022, the FBI was able to work with Chainalysis and seize about $30 million in funds. Since then, we've had multiple different hacks where we've been able to work with governments to be able to bring them insights to do these seizures, which I think have been really effective.
Okay, so your best thoughts for how we continue the battle here?
Yeah, I think one of the important things, kind of stepping back, is education, right? I think, during our discussion, we went into some specifics about the mathematics behind the blockchain, maybe specific hacks. And if I was a listener, I might be a little bit overwhelmed and think, A, this isn't hitting my mission set, or B, North Korea has stolen $4 billion in funds. What am I to do here? What I would say is that Chainalysis loves meeting our customers in wherever they are in their journey, right? So if you don't think cryptocurrency is affecting your mission set, we're excited to have a conversation about the basics of cryptocurrency and its effect on your mission. If you think it's overwhelming, we can certainly do a lot to help kind of right-size the challenge and bring you insights that are useful to you.
All right, so the first thing is to make sure you know what's going on and realize that you are affected by crypto one way or another.
Certainly, Tom. Yeah, that's it. It's affecting all domains, and we're here to help.
All right, I want to thank my guest, Derek Claiborne, as the Director of National Security Initiatives at Chainalysis. I'm Tom Temin. You're watching Federal News Network. For more on this discussion, please visit federalnewsnetwork.com and search Chainalysis.